So doing a quick side-by-side of my old generic Ruck that I got off Amazon for like 40 bucks about 3 years ago. As I said, it's starting to fall apart. You could even see where the sun is faded where that patch was. But all in all, I would say my old Ruck's maybe about a half a pound lighter than my new Ruck. As I noted in the previous video, there's like no, sorry, you can't really see, there's no padding in the bottom of this, and there's really not a proper storage place for a plate. I just kind of threw it in this pocket, which got super stretched out, but none of it's padded, so it actually started creating a hole in the bottom. It was really starting to wear through in multiple places across the bottom. It did have these support straps for weight, but no padding or reinforcement in the bottom, so it was really starting to fray all across there. Some of the straps are starting to fray and give in. A couple of my buckles have broke over time, so like I don't have this bottom buckle. I will say it did come with a waist buckle, and up until about 3 or 4 months ago I had the waist buckle. The GoRuck only has the chest strap buckle. It doesn't have a waist strap buckle, so I did like that I had both options in this one. The straps don't feel quite as padded. Like I said, it's a little bit lighter. It has a lot less padding. This part's not as reinforced as the GoRuck. It doesn't have the lumbar support pad. It doesn't have the, like I said, proper storage for the weight on the inside, and the padding at the bottom where it actually prevents the weight from going all the way down to the bottom like the GoRuck. So the GoRuck, the plate actually doesn't meet the bottom of the backpack. There's a gap here, and then this part has probably a 3-inch pad that the plate sits on top of to support not wearing through the fabric, which is pretty cool. I'm just trying to feel how that sits down there. Sorry, this video is probably very poor. Yeah, so I got my plate in there now, and it's resting on top of that pad. There's 2 different spots for plates. You have your longer, narrow plate that could go in the back, and then one of the short, wide plate types that could go in the front here. And both are padded and reinforced, and like I said, the pockets don't go all the way to the bottom of your backpack, so it won't fray the bottom of your backpack. Even though I would say the bottom of this backpack is more reinforced than the other one, which is just a thin piece of cloth. So let me turn this around real quick too. Alright, so I got my plate in there. It goes down. You could potentially put an extra patch maybe in the middle here if you wanted, and there's a spot for a patch on the inside here, so I'll move my one patch over from my old Ruck to my new. You got some storage space in the main compartment, and then 2 smaller pockets here. I got the 25 liter, as you can see. It does say lifetime guarantee, so I'd assume as long as you're not using it improperly. I don't really know how you could prove that, or they could prove that you're not, that it has a lifetime guarantee. So there is that pretty price point, but it has a lifetime guarantee. Like I said, this has handles all the way around, which is cool. There's a flap that hides the zipper all the way around, which is cool. It doesn't have any front pocket storage like this one had, so I'll miss those 2 front pockets there. But you do have the storage on the inside. Again, side handles, even a handle on the bottom, so I could carry it like a suitcase for some grip work too. And then more enforced on the backing, where you have this lumbar support pad. It sticks probably a 1/2 inch out. Much more padded here, as well as the straps are much more padded. And then you just have the chest strap. I think you can spend extra and get an additional waist strap for these. They sell like extra accessories for these, but we'll see how that goes and if I'll add to it in the future. Alright, I'm about to go on my first Ruck.